Hey everyone, it's Carissa Wiley. Welcome to Satur-YAY, where we're celebrating the weekend by getting our craft on. This month, I am going to be showing you how to create this Lawn Fawn mini pop-up box card. This creates an interactive card, and I think it is so adorable. It is from Lawn Fawn's newest release. Here's a look at the die set that I'll be using. This is the mini pop-up box. I love that it comes with the mechanism for the pop-up box, but it also has some great basic shapes in here like banners, hearts, and these little ovals that you can use on all kinds of different projects. Now, along with this, I'm going to be using the Say What Christmas Critters stamp set. This has some adorable little teeny tiny critters, and they are going to be the perfect addition for our pop-up box. And I'm also going to be using the coordinating dies. So I'm starting out by using my wire snips to snip apart my dies. I'm going to get those all snipped apart. I'm going to tell you, I hate snipping apart dies. I'm not going to lie. If I could pay somebody to do this for me on every die set that I owned, I probably would. But I did have a little wipey there to catch the little metal things that fly off of the dies. Those things are dangerous. I have poked myself, stepped on them. They're awful. So make sure you know where they go when they go flying. So now that I've completed that public service announcement for today, I'm taking the Say What Christmas Critters and I'm stamping them onto some heavyweight neenah solar white cardstock. I'm stamping these in the Hero Arts Intense Black ink because I'm going to be doing some Copic coloring on my little critters. And you'll notice that I flipped my paper around and I'm stamping them twice. That's just because I tend to mess up. And so I like to have, if I have all this stuff out, I might as well stamp them twice. And if for some reason I do not mess up, then I have a whole extra set ready to go for the next card. So I did some quick Copic coloring on these critters. I'm not going to leave all of it in because you want to spend your time learning how to make the box, right? Not learning how to Copic color. I did basic Copic coloring on all of these critters, and I will have the Copic colors that I used listed out at the coordinating blog post, so be sure to check that out. So now I'm taking the coordinating dies, I'm holding those in place with some delicate surface painter's tape, and I'm running those through my Gemini Junior to die cut my little critters out. And I'm telling you, these little teeny tiny critters are so much fun. They're just like, isn't anything tiny really cute? I mean, I think so. I mean, what would be tiny that wouldn't be cute? I mean, you could have, I don't know, maybe a tiny coffee. That wouldn't be cute. Okay, so now that we've all agreed on that, let's get back to the card and I will try not to get sidetracked. I am using the mini pop-up box die. This is the main die in that set. And the little inner kind of tab pieces, and I'm die cutting those from some craft cardstock. I wanted this to look like a shipping box. And you'll see that I have a couple of each of those sizes of tabs. I'm going to show you the difference between those here in just a moment. So now that I have this die cut, I can go ahead and fold on all the score lines. This folds up really easily. I'm folding everything into itself to create that box. And then these tabs, I'm going to fold outward so that they come out of the box. So it looks like it's kind of opening up and all these tabs or these box lids are kind of flying open. So in order to assemble the box, I'm using some Be Creative tape. This is the 1/8 inch width, and I'm putting it right on that little tab at the end of this series of squares here. So there's that little extra tab. I put the score tape or the Be Creative tape on that. I'm removing the backer, and then I'm just folding this onto itself to create my box. Then I'm going to take the little triangles that I'm folding into the box right now. I'm going to flatten this box out and I'm going to add more of that strong adhesive along these triangles. So this is the outer part of the box here. So it's the part of the triangles that faces out. And I'm just adding a good amount of this Be Creative tape so that I make sure that this is going to be adhered really well into my card. Once I have all of that Be Creative tape on those triangles, I'm going to create my card base. I'm creating a side folding card base. This is an A2 size card. So my heavyweight cardstock is cut to 5.5 by 8.5, and I'm scoring it right down the center at 4.25. And then I am using my bone folder to reinforce that crease. So this is where it comes to the point where we're going to adhere the box inside of the card. So I'm removing all the backer from that adhesive on these triangles. And then I'm going to fold this up, and I am going to place the seam of these triangles along the seam of my card, or the fold in my card. So you can see how these triangles have like a little seam as they come together. I'm lining that up where it's kind of just barely straddling the fold of my card. So I'm going to show you this again. You see how when this is folded up, there's the seam between those triangles? That is going to go right along the score line or the fold line of your card. Now, if it's easier, you can put one down and then the other down, whatever works for you. But I'm going to say this is one of those interactive cards that's really easy to put together. And once you get it positioned where you want it, you just want to make sure that you fold your card and press all that adhesive into place so that you know your box is good and secure inside of that card. And obviously this works one way or another. There is no upside down for this. You probably just want to make sure that the seam where you kind of adhered that entire box together is facing towards the back when the recipient opens it. Now here's these two different size tabs. These create little things inside of your box to adhere other things onto. So the shorter one is meant to go directly from side to side across this box. I'm going to show you how to put it in here in just a minute. So it's going to go from one side directly across to the other. So the angle you're creating here is a 90-degree angle. So I'm putting it on that left side of the box and I'm attaching it to the right side of the box. Now you can put 2 or 3 of these in here depending on how many things you want to attach inside of your box. The longer one I've folded on all the score lines, and now I'm going to add some score tape along the outer tabs. I've done mountain folds on all of these, so all of the folds are going in the same direction. And I'm going to remove the backer from this Be Creative tape, and I'm going to stick these tabs right into the corner of the box. So this kind of straddles the box at a 45-degree angle rather than a 90. Now, if you put this one in, you can only do one of these diagonal ones. If you do the ones that go straight across the box and create that 90-degree angle, you can put like 2 or 3 or as many as you can fit in there. So keep that in mind. Now with those different tabs, you create different angles at which your critters sit, so you can decide which one's right for your card. All right, so now I am taking some clear plastic sheets. These are from the Essentials by Ellen line, and I'm cutting a 1/2 inch strip from this clear plastic sheet, and I am going to attach my critters onto the top of this. Now, you can either do it this way or you can attach them directly to that inner piece that's kind of straddling the box right now. I wanted my critters to sit above the top of the box to make sure that you could see all of them. This clear strip is just going to help the critters sit up a little bit higher. If I were to attach them to the part that I placed inside of the box, they're going to sit just a tad bit lower. So this is personal preference. You don't have to do this, but I'm going to show you here in just a second how cool this is to create a floating kind of element or banner. If you cut these strips a little bit longer, your elements can kind of float outside of the box to look like they're just kind of hovering over it. Maybe that's cool for Halloween. I don't know, but this was personal preference for me. I wanted my little critters to sit up higher. So I added some Be Creative tape on the bottom of those clear strips, and I'm just attaching them onto that part that is inside of the box that goes from corner to corner. Now here's where I am using that clear plastic sheet to make my banner kind of float above. So you can see the little strip is a little bit longer. I have a little banner that with a stamped sentiment and a die cut snowflake and heart on this clear strip, and I'm using the Be Creative tape once again on the front of this strip to attach it to that inner portion of the box where I'm attaching my critters as well. Now I wanted to mention that the banner I'm using here is from the mini pop-up box die set. And that heart is also from the mini pop-up box die set, and I die cut those from some of the new Really Rainbow Christmas pattern paper from Lawn Fawn. The little snowflake that I used here is from the Reveal Wheel Snowflake Window add-on. So I just die cut that from some clear sparkle cardstock and place that onto the banner there. And I'm just adjusting my banner a little bit so that when I close the card, it's not hanging out of the side. I did kind of have to play with that just a little bit. So now that I have my banner in place, I'm going to go ahead and die cut some of the curly cues that are from the mini pop-up box die set. And I'm die cutting those from some glitter cardstock, and I'm going to place those into the box at various places to look like there's a bunch of like curly cues or things kind of popping out of the box with these little critters. And I am using some Tombow Mono multi-glue to hold these in place. This is a good strong liquid adhesive, but it has a quicker set time than like the multimedia matte, so I can put them in there and hold them for just a second and they will stay in place. Now I'm going to decorate the outside of the box. I die cut these little rectangles from some of that really rainbow Christmas pattern paper from Lawn Fawn. This is the 6x6 version. These little decorations on the outside of the box would have been easier to put on when my box was still flat, but I didn't think of it then. And you can see that completes my little scene there with my mini pop-up box on the inside of my card. This makes for such a fun, interactive card. And I actually cut a little hillside border there from a Lawn Fawn set from some of that white sparkle cardstock, and I created a little snowbank for my animals as well. And I switched out the unicorn for the llama. I just thought he was a little more Christmassy looking. So for the front of my card, I am going to use the penguin from the Say What Christmas Critters set that I colored earlier. And I am placing him along with several little die cuts and various little shapes here onto this Say What tag set. This is also new from Lawn Fawn in their most recent release. And I've die cut these from various types of pattern paper and cardstock. Those snowflakes, once again, are from the Reveal Wheel Snowflake add-on. This little glitter banner here at the bottom is from the mini pop-up box die set. I have my cute little penguin here. I'm popping him up with a little bit of foam adhesive. And that speech bubble is also from the Say What Christmas Critters stamp and die combo. So once I get these all arranged on this little tag and kind of layered up here, I am going to add some foam adhesive to the back of that, and I'm going to attach it onto some more pattern paper from the Really Rainbow 6x6 pattern paper pad, or the Really Rainbow Christmas 6x6 pattern paper pad. I'm going to layer that up onto some green pattern paper from that same collection and put all of that onto the front of my card. And you can see I have a really fun interactive card. I'm fussing with my twine here because you know you got to get it just right. And when the recipient opens this card, they have a fun little surprise scene. And I love the way that banner kind of shakes around with movement because it's on that clear acetate piece. I think it's so much fun. You can see I added even a curly cue and some of those snowflakes to that banner as well. So it kind of looks like there's this flurry going on that's coming out of the box. And I think it's so much fun. So there you have it, a card featuring some of the newest products from Lawn Fawn, including this mini pop-up box die set and the Say What tags, which are so much fun. I always think a card with an interactive element is so much fun, and when they're easy to put together like this one is, it's definitely a bonus. As always, I will have links to the featured supplies in the description at YouTube, but head on over to the coordinating Ellen Hudson blog post. Over there, I'll have more still shots, more information, and a complete list of supplies for you to check out. Thanks for stopping by today. I hope you enjoyed this project. If you did, be sure to give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you won't miss any of our card making and paper crafting video tutorials. Thanks for joining me today. Thanks for watching, and until next time, happy Satur-YAY, and I hope you have a fabulous day. Hey, thanks for sticking around to the very end. You know, if you've made it this far, you are my favorite. If you want to subscribe to our channel, go ahead and click the button on the left side of the screen. And here's a couple more video tutorials I thought you might enjoy.